that piece was aluminum, so that whole rod's aluminum, so I'm not able to use anything from that. But luckily, I was able to take pieces off the front strut brace and have another nut. So basically I just welded one reverse thread nut and washer on one side, one washer and normal thread nut on the other side. The welds aren't great, I know, but they'll hold, they're fine for this. Anyway, so I'm gonna let that dry, throw a coat of black paint on it, and then attach it to these bad boys, and then I'll be able to bolt it in to where it goes. So yeah. Alright, so I got nervous about the old radiator hose setup because I already took it off, but this is the one that was on there. It sat here, and literally the hose touched the compressor housing, and I didn't think it got that hot, but I ran it the other day and felt it, and it actually does get pretty hot. I don't know if it gets hot enough to actually melt this. My quick fix was to put this thing over there where it's touching the turbo, but really I don't feel that good about it, and so I just went to O'Reilly's and I used this clothes hanger and a piece of the old hose so I know what diameter to get, and I just made this clothes hanger the size and shape that I needed, and then just got the closest hose I could find. This one's actually almost an exact fit, except it's just a little bit too long, but as you can see it goes over, it clears all this stuff real nicely. It doesn't even get close to the turbo, and it's the right diameter, but it's just a bit too long, so I'm just going to trim it right here, right there, something like that, and then that doesn't kink very much, so that should work. That's what I'm going to do. So trim that right there, and then bleed what little bit of coolant that I lost when I did this, and yeah, then we'll be all set. Alright, so it's the next day. I'm in the back of the Mustang, and the paint has cured out on the harness bar, so now I'm going to mount these straps to the harness bar, or strut brace, or whatever you want to call it here, and we'll be all set. That'll be it for the harness. Got one side on, looks pretty good. I would probably have to tighten it some if I were to go to the track or something, but for now it's going to work for me. And I got in the seat and adjusted the straps, and that works, so I'm going to do it the same way over here and then clean up the leftover straps, and that'll be it for that. And all done. Luna, what do you think? And here's how it looks from the outside. Looks super good, super clean. I like it. So this thing's just about ready to go to the dyno. Also, I got this front hose on with it trimmed. It works good. Got the coolant drained and everything. The car idles and doesn't overheat, so the car is pretty much ready to go to the dyno, and I've still got about 2 weeks before it's time to go, so that just gives me time to clean the car up a little bit. Engine bay is already pretty much cleaned up, and yeah, you know, the new math and the other injectors I'll put on at the dyno, so I'm not going to do that until I get the car down there. I ordered some heat wrap to go on this pipe here, so I need to do that. One small thing that's been bothering me is this connection here. The connection that came with the car, or with the kit, was just this top piece here, and it was too short for that connection to reach, so I ordered a 45 because it was at a bit of an angle, and that's really too much of an angle, so I just got a extra piece from the intercooler tubing and got an extra piece of 3-inch silicone connector and just put it all together with some clamps, and that should work perfectly. So I'm going to take that piece out and put this on here because I don't want to get on the dyno and have boost leaks or anything, so yeah, I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much it. Also, I ordered a voltage gauge. I don't know where I put it. Well, oh, here it is. Also ordered a voltage gauge, so I'm going to put that in. Not really sure where. Put it in somewhere just so that I can monitor the voltage and know that the car is charging and that the battery's working properly and stuff like that. So other than that, I mean, this thing's basically ready to go. Need to trim some zip ties. Oh, and I want to pull the ECU out so the tuner can get to it easily. Yeah, other than that, this thing's ready to go. Alright, so at this point I'm just doing a little test fitting. The bumper fits with no problem like I thought it would. I'm probably going to go with no bumper to the tune because I want to be able to access the front really easy. So like I know I'm gonna have to reach in here to mess with the math and stuff, and just, you can reach right in here with no bumper. So I will be leaving the crash bumper on, so heaven forbid something happened and this car like roll off a trailer or something, it would have something to stop it before it ran into the intercooler or something. So crash bumper will be staying on, but also without the front bumper, it's really easy to get on and off the trailer. But since it's kind of low with the bumper on, that would make it kind of a challenge. So there's just no need for it, and it'll be out of the way. I'm not going to be driving it home. I'm going to be trailering it at home. So yeah, I mean, I just don't need it. I put that new piece that I made in there, and it's a much better fit. It fits real tight and snug with plenty of extra room on both sides. And yeah, I mean, the thing's pretty much ready to go for the tune. So you know, I'm gonna put it through another couple of heat cycles, just make sure that nothing leaks, but it hasn't been leaking anything, so I feel good about it. And the clutch feels good, it's nice and adjusted. So yeah, so I'm messing around with the car this evening, and pretty much like I said, it's all done. I'm just doing a few things to get it ready for the tuner. I'm making a small pile of things to bring that I might need on dyno day. Some extra plugs, extra antifreeze, a little bit of extra oil, things like that. And I know he's gonna have to get the ECU out, and it was like kind of buried underneath a bunch of stuff in there. So got the ECU out. I'm probably gonna zip tie it up here so it's out of the footway but still accessible. He has to plug into right there. As you can see, this one's never been messed with, so that's kind of cool. This thing was completely stock when I got it. It's come a ways since then. Yeah, anyhow, just gonna tie that up out of the way, but to where he can plug in right there, because that's where the chip's gonna have to go. And then other than that, I'm just working on things I was gonna do after the tune. Hopefully she does well on the dyno. Like I said, my goal is 450, so if I hit that, I'll be thrilled. Engine should be capable of it. Should be capable of more, but I don't want to get close to the 500 because that's apparently when these 302 blocks start cracking. So yeah. Alright, got it zip tied where it's easy to access. Got some tape over that port, and all I just got to do is peel that blue tape off nice and easy, and it's ready to plug the chip in and tune. And I got some tools and things for dyno day. Once again, this thing's ready to go. For the trailer ride, I'm leaving the bumpers off, but putting the crash bumpers on. So that one's on. I still need to put the rear one on. Got the shop nice and cleaned up. And honestly, I forgot how dang low this thing was. Like it's not that low, but it just feels super low now that it's on the ground. And how good it looks. I forgot how good it looked. Super stoked.